The Spectator magazine went to the Reform conference to ask Reform members, are they far right? How far right are they? Let's get straight into the video.
Is reform far right? That's the criticism that's been levelled at those attending conference in Birmingham here today. So we've come to ask them directly. Do you think reform is far right?
No,
Why not?
because it's not. It's just not. We are right, but we're not far right.
To be
Not an argument. Not an argument.
honest, anybody of a sensible disposition will see that he speaks the truth and that will, work.
I think reform is
Again, not an argument.
forgotten Britain. Reform is people who have had enough. Reform is people. Reform is, that kind of rebellious, underdog, Del Boy, Blitz, Dunkirk spirit all wrapped up into one political party. It's saying we've had enough.
Yeah, meaningless virtue signal towards an illusory past that will never exist, maybe didn't exist. Nothing. I mean, this is embarrassment. This hat make Britain great again. Pathetic.
Of the consensus of the last 30 years. That regime is over. A new political regime is actually about to start.
I think we're right.
I'm glad he took that off. I'm glad he had some self-awareness to take that hat off. Well done.
What we think. Not far right, just right.
Is there a world
So a key component of far-right thinking is deferring your thinking to other people and slogans for me, that's a test. If you say that phrase, you're probably far right. And also, let's look at the policy. So they want mass deportations. That's a pretty far right policy. Like historically, that's had far right precedent. They want to ban so-called trans ideology and critical race theory from universities, which is pretty draconian, authoritarian, banning academic freedom. Pretty far right. They want, what else do they want? They want to get rid of the 1998 Human Rights Act, leave the European Courts of Human Rights. Pretty far right to be opposed to human rights, so you can just ban people from arriving in the UK and seeking asylum. Pretty far right. I mean, they are obviously a far right party. Like, their biggest talking point is anti-immigration sentiment. This is a far right talking point. Like a white nationalist, far right talking point that go to Viktor Orban in Hungary, Donald Trump in America, Modi in India, go to the AfD in Germany, all the same far right talking points. This is objectively far right. Although there's a subjective element to it, Reform UK are voted by people vote Reform UK are far right. Not all of them, but most of them.
in which reform comes out with a policy that feels too right-wing for you?
No, not at all. I'm old enough to remember England as an English country, which it's not now.
Do you feel
What does that even mean? Do you mean English country? What does that, again, what, just emotional, like, oh, I feel like, what does that mean to be English? Because as far as I'm concerned, you're born here, you're English. But to them, a lot of it's not. Like, apparently Rishi Sunak wasn't English to a lot of people. He was born in England, but because of his parents and his heritage, somehow not English, even though he has Indian heritage. It's just incoherent.
like Reform UK is far right?
Oh, I know it is. It's a bit. It worries me a little bit. Yeah, it is far right. Yeah, it's Yes, well, I can't remember quite the wording for it, but it is far right. It's yes, definitely, but
And is that something you feel comfortable with?
not totally. If I was able to speak to Nigel Farage and the other guys, and Richard Tice, I'd say that you've got to pull the horns in a little bit, and not be so far right.
The vast majority of people here are not.
That just begs the question, why are you at Reform Conference? That's what they want. Like, the base is way more radical than Farage and Tice. Like, Farage was like, yeah, we can't do mass deportations. And that made him unpopular. Now he's like, oh God, okay, we'll say it. Obviously, I can't do it. I won't be able to do it. But let's just say it to get into power. Like, yeah, like, why vote Reform if you don't want far right policies.
Not far right. Like, we're just concerned, like with like any country would be, if you have uncontrolled immigration to your country, because
We have controlled immigration.
it's causing a load of problems. I don't see.
What problems? Source, citation needed. But they never give the evidence, by the way. It's just a vague gesturing of like, it causes problems. What problems?
I don't see why being anti-mass immigration makes you racist. I mean, Zia Youssef's even used those words to me directly. So he's Asian. So does
Because you are excluding people from this beautiful globe we have. You're saying certain people can't live here because you don't want them to. They're not English, they don't match your view of what a human is or whatever standards they meet. Yes, that is racist. I think people should have the right to live where they want. Freedom of movement. It's a very beautiful thing.
that make him a racist if he's Asian? I stand by reform now because I know.
Why are they playing identity? Yes, Asian people can be racist. Yes, just because he's Asian does not make him not racist. That's not how it works.
That it's the best chance we've got of getting something a little bit more common sense into Parliament.
Common sense is a meaningless phrase. It doesn't mean anything. There's no such thing as common sense. There's evidence, there's data, there's critical thinking. Common sense doesn't mean anything. Like, you can say that about anything. Oh, it's common sense. Gravity, does that exist? Well, no, I can't see it. So it doesn't exist then? Common sense. I mean, this is flat earth territory. Meaningless, completely meaningless.
But where does my heart lie? My heart probably lies with Rupert, but my head lies with Nigel.
Do you think
Again, not an argument. There's no arguments here. It's just a feeling that, oh, scary brown people are coming over. No evidence of them doing disproportionate harm in society. It's actually wealthy people, billionaires, but they don't want to talk about that. And then, okay, my head, my heart, okay, great.
reform is far right?
What? No. No. I mean, it depends what you mean by that, but no, I don't think. We are probably broadly on the centre right, but I would.
Yeah, the amount of times I've heard this, like, you'll talk to someone and they'll be like, yeah, I'm centre left, I'm centre right. And then you actually talk to them and you go, okay, who do you watch on YouTube? Like, where do you get your news from? And then it's like Tucker Carlson or Candace Owens or like, and it's like, and then this far right talking points come out. These anti-immigration, like, oh, I'm not opposed to, legal, but it's just the elite, and it quickly unravels, and it's like the face. Oh no, no, we just want mass deportations and banning academic freedom, and we want to scrap human rights, but we're not far right, ultra nationalist and anti-intellectual against climate change. We hate leftists, academics, but yeah, we're not far right. We're against cultural Marxism, but we're not far right. Same talking point as the Nazis, by the way, cultural Bolshevism. But no, we're not far right. We just spout far right talking points, but we're not far right.
And say we're far right. If you wish to be far right, there are other places you can go in the political sphere and all the rest of it. So why would
UKIP and Advance UK and Restore Britain and Reform UK?
Somebody who's far right join Reform when there are far right organisations for them to join?
I think for
No, like Nigel Farage knew it. He got rid of the BNP. He thought, we need to be more subtle in our dog whistles. We can't just be explicitly Islamophobic or anti-Semitic. We have to coat it in dog whistles and be like, well, we just care about our country. Oh, we just want the best, like, for our young girls. And they're not explicit. Why would you be? Like, racism is more sophisticated now. It's all about dog whistles and indirect attacks. They're not going to admit to being far right. Why would they?
Me, it's like having kids and the effect of what's going on, and it's affecting everybody, not just the young, the old, everybody. If from different cultures, different background, it doesn't matter who you are, it's affecting you in one way or the other. And I think that's what changed for me. Instead of complaining, I did something about the complaint and move it forward. And here I am today.
Do you think reform
What are you talking about?
The UK is far right.
No.
Why not?
Look at us. Commonsensical people.
Doesn't make sense. Not an argument. Commonsensical people. There's nothing common sense about any position. You have to argue the point with evidence. There's no such thing as common sense. This is a meaningless term.
We don't agree with that type of politics. If we did, you wouldn't get the support that we've got.
It's a very...
The support wasn't that great. You got 4 million votes in the last election. That's not a lot of people. 68 million people in the UK. It's like 14% of the vote. The same of what UKIP got in 2015. This is a very vocal minority that don't represent British values, by the way. They don't. Yes, they're very loud, but that does not mean they represent the majority. Because if they did, they just would have won the last election. They will not win the next election. Yes, they'll get more seats. Yes, they'll get more councillors. Yes, they will do well. But they won't get into power.
Standing rhetoric was pushed by the established media, and that is disappeared now. So we are not far right. We are actually right.
I think we use the term.
It's not an argument. You have, that's the thing, people accuse me of being far left. Why would I say that isn't true? I am obviously far left. But again, people don't even accuse me of that. I'm pretty clear on my positions. You don't have to have this argument. We never have this argument with the left. This is never a thing are you far left? Yeah, obviously. Yes. I believe in taxing wealth, decommodifying houses, public ownership of the means of production. Pretty left things. Even more left, gender abolition, race abolition. I'm as far left as they come. But I don't no one asks these questions. Oh, you're far left. Obviously I am. I'm not a coward. I own my beliefs. This isn't the question you level at people on the left, because we've actually got good values. I want free food. I want housing for everybody. These are good things that improve people's lives.
I'm far right too much, to be honest with you. You can have right-wing politics. I consider myself a classical liberal, so I...
Just like Sargon did 10 years ago. Of course they do. They're cowards. They don't own their beliefs. Oh, I'm a classical liberal. Do you believe in freedom of movement? Well, no. Well, that's a classical liberal principle. Freedom of movement is classic liberal position. It's so funny. It's just so funny. This is entertainment. Actually, this is just funny to me. You cannot take these people seriously. You just need to laugh at them because... classical liberal.
On the right of things personally, but the fact is that you could, I think, it to be accurate of them. They're probably quite populist, as what Reform think, but it's a mischaracterization to try and brand anything that isn't just sort of pragmatic centrism and managed decline as being far right or far left. It's just lazy dialogue, I think.
See, no argument, just saying it's lazy. No, make the argument. Why aren't they far right? Lay out the positions. Mass deportation. How is that not a far right position? Because it is. It's an extreme position. The idea that deporting 600,000 people is a pretty extreme thing. It is. That's why Farage, last year, was saying, no, it's too far.
The only worry is obviously having too many perhaps Conservatives coming over. What I don't want is a Conservative like party, if you know what I mean. The idea of reform is, as a sense of movement as we started, and to bring something different to the country.
What though? You're saying the same old thing the Tories said, and you're not going to do it. And it is filled with Tories because they're all grifters. Nadine Dorries is a grifter. Lee Anderson, grifter. Nigel Farage. If you believe anything these guys say, I've got a bridge to sell you, mate. I've got a bridge to sell you.
Well, the reason far right doesn't exist in politics
That's a talking point. It doesn't exist. They're like fairies. The far right doesn't exist. Even though they're prominent across the globe, they don't exist. It's a figment of your imagination. Imagine if I said that the far right doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. The far left does not exist. And you go, well, what about you? And you go, I don't exist. I'm actually don't exist. This is not real. What you're seeing right now, I don't exist. Wow.
BNPs of the world, because Nigel is here. If Nigel wouldn't have been here, you would have seen BNP or other actual fire.
Where do you think people from the BNP went? Well, they went to UKIP, didn't they? And then they got too extreme. So Farage left UKIP. Where do you think they went then? Well, some stayed with UKIP. They went to the Reform Party, didn't they? And now you're seeing they're becoming more extreme, mass deportations, remigration. And you're just going to see the same thing. Because you've got 3-4 years to the next election. Farage potentially burns out because he's 61 years old. He's not a healthy man. Like, he looks 70 at least, maybe even older. Like, I was surprised when I saw he's 61. Like, he looks older than that. Like, this is not sustainable. Yeah, it burns brightly, but all of a sudden, like, people go, oh yeah, Advance UK. And with, Ben Habib and with Rupert Lowe. Maybe Richard Tice makes his own party. Who knows? Anything can happen.
Right parties at the moment. I think Nigel brings stability and is acting as that buffer to make sure we don't get any far right politics here.
100% not.
Does he believe that, really?
If they were far right, I wouldn't have joined. I've got too many members of my family that are of Guyanan heritage, and we're all big supporters of Nigel. So yeah, definitely not far right. No, I would say we're.
Why were the anti-dope and the identity politics? Like, oh, too many. What? What's that even mean? So people of color can't be racist and not join Reform UK? Yes, it's nonsensical.
Just right.
I don't think reform is this or the other. It's just common sense politics.
Oh my god. If that doesn't say the far right, I don't know what does. It's not. They would say this, like, extreme groups always, like, especially on the right, will say, like, oh, well, Farage said the centre right. They'll be like, oh, I'm not left or right. And then it's just common sense. Common sense is not a thing. Please stop saying this. It is a nonsensical. It's not an argument. To say something's common sense does not exist. Evidence, facts, data exist. That's all we have. Like, please stop it.
It's not. Doesn't need that label.
No. And what I really like is that
if that doesn't say what far right, I don't know what it does. Like, yes, you do. You need to distinguish. Like, what do you believe? Are you centrist? Are you Labour, who would say you're centre right? Are you Liberal Democrat, centre left? Are you left wing, the Greens? Are you your party? I'd say probably a bit more far left. Like, there is a political spectrum. There's an element of subjectivity to it. But, yeah, Reform do represent, in the context of the options in the UK, they represent the far right. They just do. This is, for the most people in the UK, this is a fact.
there are a lot more younger people coming in getting involved in politics, and gentlemen like this who are just showing that there's no way that we're racist.
Oh my god, fuck me. Fuck my life. That is not an argument. So just have a brown. Oh, we're not. See, I've got a black friend too. Okay, you're not racist then. Great. Kanye's not racist either. Neither is Candace Owens. Ah, see that? Oh, sorry. I apologise for all the things I've said. They're not racist. They're not racist now because they've got what? It's not an argument. It's not an argument to say you're not racist. Fucking hell.
I remember Nigel Farage being asked, what will you do for black people? And he said nothing. He said, I don't care what colour.
True! He won't do anything for black people. That is the most honest thing Nigel Farage has ever said. What do you for black people? Fuck all, mate. Nothing. Fuck off.
You are, what religion you are, whatever. If you're a British citizen, I'm here to help you.
We're far from far right. We've attracted people from all different walks of life, left wing, right wing, middle grounds, immigrants, non-immigrants, everyone. We're approaching everyone, women, gay people. We are covering a wide variety
woke
of people now. It's not about left and right anymore, reform. It is about just common sense.
Oh my god. It's not. Deporting people is not common sense. Banning, Getting rid of human rights is not common sense. It's not an argument. Literally zero arguments there at all against the idea that they're far right, because they are far right objectively. Imagine going to a Your Party conference and they're saying, like, there's accusations that you're a far left party, and they go, yeah, we are, yeah. End of video. See you later.